Just don't say the wrong thing.
Welcome to the 5A, D1, and D2 State Championship Bracketology Recap and Predictions. All right, first we're going to start off. Oh, man, I don't know what we're going to start off with. Go ahead, Jack. You lead us, man.
It was crazy. It was a crazy week. It was a crazy week. But we're going to start off with the 5A, D1.
5A, D1.
And in that game, we had Abilene versus Centennial.
That's what region we in? I mean,
that's gonna be what is this, District 1?
Okay, 5A D1.
This is 5A D1.
Okay.
5A D1.
Abilene played Centennial,
Yep.
and they lost. Abilene lost 24-14.
24-14, making Centennial forward.
I don't know if I called them. I didn't really focus on them, but.
No.
Alito I called coming out of the one.
We didn't talk about it a lot because of Alito.
I got you. And so Alito played Midlothian, and that was a pretty close game. They won 27-21. So as we suspected, I was pretty much on point. I'm thinking Alito coming out of that one, Region 1. So
because you have Centennial, they're 12-1 and now, and Alito is 11-2.
Okay. So now coming out of Region 2, Mansfield Timberview played Frisco Reedy. Mans Timberview won 28-26. Must have been a pretty good game.
That was a real close game.
Right.
A two-pointer.
It
showed everybody was supposed to be there. So Mansfield continues on 13-0.
Then we have the Longview playing Port Arthur Memorial. Man, that game was what we anticipated. Longview won 51-7.
It was a Longview.
Yes, and that's who I had. That's who we chose coming out of Region 2, I think, unless you went on a whim, but I think we have. So we pretty much looking pretty good in our predictions for the Alito and Longview coming out on the left side. And
Longview 13-0 is facing Mansfield 13-0.
Yeah.
So, the winner of Centennial versus Alito, and Centennial again is 12-1, and Alito is 11-2. So, these are going to be some interesting games coming up.
Well, I have Alito coming out of that left side.
You're taking Alito
over Longview. Yeah, I have Alito coming out.
You're skipping over a whole game because we got Longview versus Mansfield coming up.
Yeah, but I got them.
You're just going long term. So you're saying Longview over Mansfield.
Right, Longview over Mansfield. To the right side of the bracket for the 5A D1, we had Georgetown and they faced College Station. And College Station won 52-28. And I don't know much about the Georgetown team. I heard a lot about the College Station, so I think that one was pretty much on point. Now this next one on that top part of the bracket in the Region 3, Fulshire and Smithson Valley. Now, I know we picked Fulshire coming out of the Houston area.
Absolutely, who wouldn't?
And that was an upset.
High-scoring game.
Yeah,
they were only able to score 13.
That was an upset. Messed up my bracketology right there.
Yeah, that
Region 3 messed up my bracketology under 5A, period.
Now, just understand this. Everybody was picking Fulshire. This wasn't
one of the highest scoring teams in Texas,
in the state.
And so, shout out to Smithson Valley. They must be
Smithsonian.
Smithsonian.
Yep.
Smithson.
It's Smithsonian.
Okay.
Yep.
You say Smithson. Yeah. Okay. Smithson Valley. We're not familiar with some of these schools, but 31-13. Congratulations on that win. Going to Region 4 now, we have McAllen played Corpus Christi. And I think we pulled that one for Corpus Christi. It won 49-14, so that one win as we planned. At the bottom of the bracket for Region 4, we have TSJA North and Brownsville Vet.
Far San Juan versus Vet Memorial.
Yep. Okay.
35-15.
Wow, that score looked very familiar on the 35-15. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised with that game. That game kind of threw me. But San Juan, they did what they needed to do to come up with a commanding victory.
Right.
Okay.
So out of the right side of the bracket, I'm looking at the way Smithson Valley beat up on Fulshire and College Station. I'm gonna go with Smithson Valley on the right side of the top, Region 3, and on the bottom side, Region 4. I'm gonna go with Corpus Christi Valley. I got Smithson Valley taking the right side of Lido, on the left side of Lido for the dub for the state championship.
Wow.
We still in it. Lido is who I chose, so I'm still in it. I'm a little off on that Region 3, but all my other picks was pretty much on point.
Yeah, I'm there's a couple of games that I'm really kind of concerned about, right? The Mansfield versus Longview game, that's a big deal. Longview should take that one. Then on this other side, Corpus Christi versus San Juan, Far San Juan, that's
Yeah.
so what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna get Alito on the left side, Alito over Centennial, Longview over Mansfield. Then I'm gonna take Smithsonian over College Station, Smithson. And this last game, I'm gonna go with Corpus Christi.
Who you have for the state championship?
State championship's got to be Alito now.
Alito, not Longview.
Whoa, that's a tough one.
Yeah, Longview looking good.
Longview is.
But I can't fold off Alito. That's who I went with. I'm gonna stick with.
The stats say on this side, on the left side, that Longview is the strongest team, and on the right side, it says that.
Fulshire was the one.
Well, actually, at this point, it's now Far San Juan.
Right. Okay.
That's the strongest team on that side.
So who you going with? Alito?
We're gonna go with
state
Alito.
Okay.
Alito for the championship, just because I don't think that the other guys have the experience to go there. Not even necessarily the talent.
All right. So
that's a 5AD1.
So that's the 5AD1 recap and prediction. We both going with Alito.
Yeah, that covered pretty much the easy one.
Okay. 5AD2.
The heartbreaker.
Oh my goodness. We on point with everything but Region 3. We'll get to that. Region 1, we had Abilene, Wiley, and Canatilla. Abilene Wiley won 21-18. Must have been a really close game. So they pulled it off.
That was a real close game. And I kind of expected Canatilla to win that. I really did. But
well,
we knew it was going to be a close one. And
right.
it turned out to be a real close one. And now Wiley, 10-3, will be facing the winner of...
Now, here's where you went wrong. You went against Argyle. Didn't you go Grapevine?
No.
You was talking like you was going to go against Argyle, but you pulled back. Okay. So, Argyle and Grapevine. Now, that was a good game.
Yes.
Argyle won 44-27.
Not a good game.
Yeah, but Grapevine had what it took to compete. But like we said, in Region 1, I'm going with Argyle all day up there. Region 2, oh man, this was a good one. South Oak Cliff and Midlothian Heritage. They look, man, they
win. Stop right there for a minute. We need to hold on, pause, because we need to talk about South Oak Cliff. Because I think at this point, South Oak Cliff, previous year's champions, this season has been like the underdogs. Nobody's been really talking about them. They haven't really been putting up any spectacular numbers.
Yeah, they trading out 4 quarterbacks. You can't win. Statistics show you can't win when you don't have a solid quarterback. You got 4 different quarterbacks in the season.
Well, which kind of segues right into what we're talking about, because at this point now South Oak Cliff is scoring. At the beginning of the season, they were playing against conceivably people who weren't as strong,
right? And
they were scoring less. And now,
well, they went in overtime against. It was close. Midlothian Heritage, 33-27. So they went into overtime. It was
27-27.
27-20. It was a dogfight. So On the bottom part of this region too, we got Melissa and Terrell. I think you was talking Terrell. You was talking about how tough Terrell was.
Well, I was talking about Terrell's rise.
Right.
Remember, Terrell started off at the 4th seed.
Right. Okay.
And they stayed around for.
They beat a number 1, I think.
They beat a number 1, and then they beat a number 2.
So now we have Melissa beat Terrell 42-21.
Yes.
So now that bracket on the region 2 is South Oak Cliff and Melissa about to play. And I'm gonna stick with South Oak Cliff. Now they've been talking.
South Oak Cliff.
They've been talking about Melissa since day 1. Preseason they've been talking about Melissa. It resonated in my head. It just stuck there because they have a running back that was phenomenal. They kept talking about. So I said I'm gonna look out for Melissa, but I still have to go with South Oak Cliff on that region 2. What you got?
For me, it's South Oak Cliff for me, man.
Okay. So now we get to the, oh my goodness.
The heartbreaker.
The heartbreaker. This region 3. Now we thought it was going to be the District 10, 1 and 2 for the championship for the regional finals.
Exactly.
But it ended up. So District 10, first team played against District 9's first team.
Right.
District 10's second team played against District 9's second team in the semi-regionals.
Right.
And we had 9's District 10 coming out. Now, because of what happened, it's District 9, 1 and 2 playing for the regional final.
Right.
Now that first game, man, at the top of the bracket, Lake Creek and Fort Bend Marshall, that was a heartbreaker. Oh my goodness!
Talk about that.
Oh man, I was there, man. We were there. We were a little biased because we have a family on that team, and it just, man. I have 3 things to say. We got out-coached, out-cultured, and out-competed. There's no other way of saying it.
Okay, well, this is what I have to say about that game. In football, football is a constantly evolving. You never know what's going to happen from one day to the next sport. This particular day, first thing I have to tell you is that going into this game, I had some mixed emotions. Because on one side of the ball, I have my son and a team and a community and a culture that I really love. Mm-hmm. And on this other side, I have some kids that I've actually coached.
Right, and you know them well.
I know these kids very well.
Yeah.
So, I go in and it's a sense of, okay, we're finna see some kids perform.
Yeah.
But,
just too much, man. The stage was too big. Lake Creek wasn't ready at the time. The stage was too big. Shouts out to Fort Bend Marshall. Those kids played their butt. Shout out to Lake Creek. They played their butts off too. It just seemed like they were more prepared, more ready. They've been there before. See, the culture is coming at Lake Creek. They've been there before. Man, shout out to the quarterback. That kid, Jordan Davis, he went 20 for 21. He was 95.4% completion for 315 yards. He rushed for 115. He had 5 touchdowns passing and 2 touchdowns running. Those were phenomenal numbers. You got to give it to him. We just wasn't ready. He was very, very hard to tackle. Very, very hard to tackle. He got out of the box too many times. It was just a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on. Across the board, we just didn't play well. And I know we could have competed much better than that. We had an off day, and that was the worst day to have an off day for Lake Creek.
Yeah. There are 1,000 things that I can say about that game. But this is what I will say. It was a mixture of heartbreaking for me to see, heartbreaking pride at the same time. And I was proud of both teams in some ways. You have to understand that Lake Creek was 5-5 in district last year.
Oh yeah.
That is not something that you need to just brush off.
Oh, they did great.
Lake Creek.
They did great. Phenomenal season.
Is a 5-year-old team.
Phenomenal season.
So, for Lake Creek to go 12-0 this season, being the #1 scoring team in the state of Texas, including 6A.
Right.
To have such a top-notch team, but to go so far from where they were to where they are,
Right.
I was very proud.
Right.
I expected to see more.
Right.
I wanted to see more.
Mm-hmm.
But I was glad that they had made it that far.
Right.
On the other hand, I watched Jacaden Ferguson and again,
Oh my goodness.
last week, I
Mhm.
was trying to talk to about them, but I put a little bit of that stuff up.
Right.
But Jacaden Ferguson again, we talked about it. I said, look, this is a kid. Yeah, he's
Right.
he's gonna catch the impossible to catch pass.
Ferg.
That's Ferg. We also called him for real in Little
Right.
because he's the truth.
Yeah.
Right? He's gonna catch the impossible to catch pass. Period. He did that twice. He was shifty. Great. We talked about Andre Feast. Phenomenal kid too.
Yeah.
Almost impossible to tackle in open field. One of the shiftiest guys I've ever seen. It's hard for your eyes to even lock on it.
Jacoby Banks. He's the man.
Jacoby Banks did what Jacoby Banks naturally did.
Right.
You know, everybody, they performed as they were supposed to perform. They performed up to what I expected.
They killed us on the line. They had 28 seniors though.
But at the end of the day,
28 seniors. We had 8 seniors. They have 28 seniors on that roster.
well, that
Black Creek 2 is young, much younger than them, you know?
Wait,
Not making excuses,
well, no,
but they're much younger. So next year,
the game went like the game went.
Right.
I was okay with that. I was very proud, like I said, of Jacaden Ferguson.
of course.
Andre Feast, I saw him after the game.
Of course.
I'm so proud. These kids are family.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I was very proud. I'm very proud of them
Right.
now. Be rooting for them
Right.
this upcoming week as they face the number
Right.
2, which they think they've already beat.
Right. Yeah.
In Port Nation.
And let's go to that. Let's go to that game. And now, but shouts out to Lake Creek, phenomenal job. So many district coach of the year
We're
for
going to talk
Coach
about that
Kennedy.
in another episode.
Yeah.
All the district awards,
Right.
district
They
champions.
did great. So at the bottom of the Region 3, we had Brenham and Port Nature's Grove. Now, you know we went with Brenham, but they beat Port Nature's Grove. Shouts out to them. They beat Brenham 38-28.
Yeah, but I remember saying that I'm going to go with who I wanted to win rather than who I thought was going to
Right.
win.
Right.
Now, I figured Port Nation's Grove was going to be a little bit stronger
I didn't think so.
offensively.
Right. I didn't think so. But that's fine.
But again, Brenham, okay. This is what kills all the thing about stats in high school football, right? It's easy to do stats in NFL because the teams don't change as much. The team dynamics don't change as much from one season to the next. But I mean, with these high schools, some years you lose 8. Some years they might lose 28, right? That can seriously affect the dynamic of the school. So when you look at a team like Brenham, they just lost a lot of seniors, but they hung around through the 3rd round playoff.
Right.
So that means that their upcomers were strong,
Right.
and they're gonna be real strong next year.
Right.
So I look forward to it.
So we're gonna be unanimous for Ben Marshall coming out of Region 3.
Absolutely.
Then of Region 4 is pretty much what we figured. Liberty Hill and Alamo Heights. Liberty Hill won barely, 37-32.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so that one right there is Liberty Hill at the top. Then we have Flower Bluff and San Antonio Veterans Memorial.
66-46.
66. And you like Flower Bluff. I like Liberty Hill coming out of there. What do you think?
Say, you know, at this point, the way it's all shook up and going down, Flower Bluff is 10-3, Liberty Hill is 12-1. I'm thinking Flower Bluff just might pull this thing off. My heart's gonna go with Flower Bluff on this one.
Yeah. And if you didn't catch the score, because we didn't mention on the Lake Creek, I guess I was so.
Oh wow, yeah, you
was
really
fit.
caught up with that.
Yeah, I was caught up. My emotions caught up. 55-18.
Yes.
One of the most lopsided predictions we had since we've been this entire season.
Yeah.
We were so off on Region 3. We off on Region 3 in this bracketology, and we was off on Region 3 in the 5A D1. So it's kind of ironic. Something about Region 3. But anyway, so we gonna go with, on the left side of the bracket, I'm going with Argyle and South Oak Cliff. Argyle taking South Oak Cliff. On the right side of the bracket is gonna be Fort Bend Marshall and Liberty Hill. I got Fort Bend Marshall, and then Argyle and Fort Bend Marshall. I got to go with Region 3. Fort Bend Marshall for the Dub State Championship. I said they coming out of Region 3. I didn't know if it was gonna be Lake Creek or Fort Bend Marshall.
Okay, no, yeah, look, I agree with the end result. I think at the end of the day, we talked about this, that the winner would come out of Region 3.
Right.
So I agree that Fort Bend Marshall will take the win. I don't think there's anything's gonna happen with them. However, on this side,
South Oak Cliff gonna beat Argyle.
man, I am telling you that South Oak Cliff team is doing something different. But 10-3, or at that point it would be 11-3 versus a 14-0 Argyle.
Yeah, but they lost came from big teams like Duncanville 6A's. They came from powerhouses. Remember that.
Yeah,
they lost
I
early in the season against Powerhouse. But I'm still going with Argyle. Argyle is a machine. At the end of the day, it's gonna be Argyle and Fort Bend Marshall. That's my prediction, with Fort Bend Marshall taking the dub.
Okay, I'm claiming the dark horse here.
All right.
South Oak Cliff might be the dark horse in this whole thing. If South Oak Cliff makes it to this championship, all bets are off.
So who you going with? If South Oak Cliff, so who you have out of Argyle?
Fort Bend Marshall to win everything. However, if South Oak Cliff beats Argyle,
But you gotta call it. There's no if. You have to call it now.
you just want me to.
You have to call it now. We're doing predictions.
But we're not even there yet. But right now, we still trying to predict this game, Argyle versus Wiley. You just skipped over that.
No,
you
not
skipped
Argyle.
over South Oak Cliff versus Melissa. You forgot all about
Melissa,
these
yeah,
things right
I'm going
You-
with
you
South
think-
Oak. I said it already though.
Yeah, but I know you just jumped through them. But I haven't even, because I'm not sure, I don't know. I'm going to tell you this. Right now, Fort Bend Marshall for the whole thing. That's all I can say.
All right, we consistent with that. So that completes our 5A, D1 and D2 recap and bracketology for the state championship. And like we always say, numbers don't lie, people do. Peace.